आवाज ओवर. Hello students, today the topic will be embryonic development and parturition. So embryonic development, you all should know that as the gestation period goes on, there will also be development of embryo as well as development of fetus till the completion of development. Now first, what is gestation period? Gestation period is duration of pregnancy. So the time during which the development of embryo and fetus occurs is called as period during the is called as the gestation period. So human gestation period will be will be 9 months plus or minus 7 days. That means during this period, embryonic development will be occurring and later on fetal development will be occurring. Then when you call as embryo and when we call as fetus depends on 8th week. So just before the 8th week, you can just call it as an embryo, and after 8th week, the developing stage can be called as fetus. Among the animals, elephant has highest gestation period. (624 days is the gestation period of elephant, and it is the highest gestation period. Cats and dogs will have gestation period of 58 to 68 days, which will amount to approximately 2 months. So around 58 days to 68 days, more or less the same, that is the gestation period of cat and dog. Whereas the highest gestation period will be that of elephant. So, but since we are dealing with human reproduction, human gestation period is 9 months plus or minus 7 days. This includes from the first day of pregnancy till birth or delivery. That period during which between this period, that is first day of pregnancy till the birth, that is called as gestation period. Now, you all should know that the gestation period can be explained in terms of trimester. Trimester is equal to 3 months. Then how many trimesters will be there in a gestation period of 9 months? There will be 3 trimesters. So it can be called, first 3 months is called first trimester, second 3 months is called second trimester, the third the next third part of 3 months, that will be the third trimester. So based on month wise, whatever development will be occurring, I am going to explain it now. So first month of gestation period. In the first month, development of heart occurs. So heart is developed in first month. It means that by using instruments like stethoscope, the heartbeat can be heard from the abdomen of the mother. It means this is the organ that is formed in the first month. So immediately in the first few days itself, the beating will not occur. It will take around 22 days at least for the heart to start beating. So and that beating of the heart can be heard through which instrument I told? Stethoscope. Then coming to second month. In second month, limbs will start forming. That is hands and legs. Limbs here means forelimbs and hind. Forelimbs for humans will be hands and hind limbs will be legs. Now these limbs initially will be like a paddle and later on digits will appear, means fingers will appear. So initially it will be just like a paddle limbs and later on it will increase its length and slowly the digits start appearing. Okay. So that limb is formed in second month. And also you should know that during second month, even placenta completes to form in most of the cases. It might take a little bit more days time to complete, but by 8th week or we can tell by second month, the placenta will have been formed. And once the placenta have been formed, after the 8th week, the developing structure can be called as fetus. In the third month, majority of the organs or organ system have been developed. So most of the organs have been developed during the third month. And external genitalia also have been formed, already will have been formed during this month. That means genitalia, external genitalia of male or female will be formed in this third month. So apart from this, in the third month, the cartilage, which is the skeletal system of the fetus, now will be replaced by bone. So now, first 3 months is called as what? Trimester. Since it is the first 3 months, it is called first trimester. Then coming to 4th month. No much changes occurs, no significant changes will occur in the 4th month. But however, the embryo will have reached up to 6 inches in the length. Then coming to 5th month. In 5th month, hair starts appearing on the head. So hair starts appearing on the head region. So that will be in which month? The 5th month. Okay. And apart from this, the fetus will now start moving. Okay, inside the womb, the fetus starts moving. The first movement will occur actually in the 5th month. So these are the changes occurring during the 5th month, nothing but the 2nd trimester, the mid-2nd trimester. So what else can occur during this 5th month is fingerprints will be forming in the digits and even nails starts forming during this time. In the 6th month, very fine hair will start appearing throughout the body of fetus, and that is called lanugo. Lanugo are, as I already told, very fine hair, and it appears throughout the body, and that will be in 6th month. Then eyelashes start forming. That is, the eyelids are having eyelashes, so eyelashes start forming in 6th month. Eyelashes started 6th month. Now, before 6th month, the eyelids will have been closed. They don't open. Now, separation of the eyelids, opening of the eyelids, or separation of the eyelids will occur in 6th month. And one more you should know, in the 6th month, there is an organ that develops a bit late. Since most of the organs are formed by 3rd month, but there is one organ that develops a bit late, and that is development of alveoli in the lungs. So lungs will complete to form in the 6th month. Okay, till 6th month, the alveoli will not have been formed. So respiration capacity, that is the fully functional lungs, can be only in the 6th month. So therefore, you should know that if the delivery process occurs in just next month only, that is 7th month, that is called premature delivery. In that case, the child will have difficulty in breathing, because just very recently or just now what has been formed is, in the 6th month, in the previous month, what has been formed is the lungs. 7th month. Now this finished the next 3 months. Again, it is called a trimester. Since this is the first trimester, the next 3 months will be called the second trimester. Then seventh month. In seventh month, vigorous movements occur. The movements are very fast. And even there is a response to outside sound and touch type of response is there for touch and sound. So that will be in the seventh month. Vigorous movement of fetus. The fetus will move very vigorously. However, the first time movement was seen where? In the fifth month. But the movement is not vigorous. But here it moves very frequently and noticeably. And clearly it could be noticed and could be observed. So that is in the seventh month. And in seventh month also, in a male reproductive system, testis will descend from abdomen to scrotum. And that is called as descendants of testis. Testis will descend. And also I told vigorous movement. Movement sometimes can also be response. Suppose there is a sound from outside also, the baby can respond to it. The fetus, the developing fetus can respond to it. Or if there is touch also, it can respond to the touch. That kind of effect will be there in the seventh month. Okay. Now, during this time, there will be amniotic fluid surrounding the fetus, and the fetus will now start swallowing the amniotic fluid or urinating in the amniotic fluid. So, whatever it will be swallowing, urinating, it will be through within this amniotic fluid. And here, premature birth can occur here. Premature birth. What do you mean by premature birth? In premature birth, there instead of birth taking place in 9 months plus or minus 7 days, some fetus will get delivered early only, and that is called as premature birth. And that premature birth can occur when? In 7th month. And you should also know that just before 7th month, what was the organ that developed late? Lungs. So just now the lungs have been developed. And if the delivery occurs in the next month itself, that is called premature birth. If it occurs in the next month only, a breathing problem can come in the child that got delivered prematurely in 7th month. So lung has developed in 6th month. And premature birth has taken place in 7th month. So what problems it can face? Breathing problem. So just now what has been developed is lungs have been developed. Okay. And second problem it can also face is under its skin, the fat is not still accumulated. So it will have difficulty in adjusting with the temperature. So that are the problems faced in those children who will take birth before the normal gestation period. Now, 8th month, and all, what happens? The fetus can turn opposite so that the head is facing the cervix, and fetus continue to grow. Fetus continue to grow in size. And what else can occur is the fetus can turn and the head can be placed just near to the cervix. Okay, otherwise the head will be near to the fundic region. Now it will take a turn and then the head comes near the cervix region. It's called as phallic presentation. So, and the fetus continue to grow. The last one is ninth month. Of course, in ninth month what happens? Delivery process occurs or birth occurs in ninth month. Childbirth it is called. It is also called parturition. So this is about the embryonic development in various months. And definitely, what will be this called again? This is called a trimester. 7th, 8th, and 9th is one trimester. This was the first trimester, this is second trimester, and this will be third trimester. So, these are the terms, some of the terms and events that occur during various months during gestation period. So you should know what is gestation period and then what are the major events occurring in different months, what is a trimester, and these general points also you should know. Next, I will be explaining you all about parturition. Parturition. So, what is parturition? It is nothing but commonly called delivery or it is called childbirth. But for biological terms, you should be only using two common terms. One is childbirth or another is parturition. So what is parturition? Childbirth. Or delivery. Okay, so that is nothing but parturition. Now, there is one more definition which you can give for parturition is expulsion means removal, coming out. Okay, expulsion of fully developed fetus from where it is going to be expelled? From the womb of a mother. It is expelled outside. So expulsion of fully developed fetus after completion of its gestation period. Childbirth process, okay, delivery process, or expulsion of fully developed fetus after completion of this gestation period. This all will explain about what is called the parturition definition. Now, I'll explain the parturition with the diagram. So once gestation period is complete, during the last month, usually in a normal delivery, the head will be present, cephalic presentation occurs, so the head will be directed near the cervix. So now consider this is the uterus, this is the cervix, this is the uterus. Only a part of uterus I am drawing for convenience sake. And this will be the vagina. Okay? So this is cervix, and this will be vagina, and the rest part will be uterus, where the fetus has got developed and it has completed 9 months plus or minus 7 days. Now, during last month, what happens? The face of that is the head of the developed fetus will be directed towards cervix. Otherwise, head will be near the fundic region. Now it will be directed towards the cervix. So this is called as the cephalic presentation, and this will be occurring during the last month. Okay. So now consider the fetus which is there inside the womb is fully developed, and even the placenta also is completely developed. Now once the fetus is fully developed, then it has to be delivered, and therefore fetal ejection reflex starts. So delivery process begins by fetal ejection reflex. Fetal ejection reflex. Now, what is fetal ejection reflex? Now, fully developed fetus will be there. Only fully developed fetus is not enough. There should be fully developed placenta also. So, fully developed fetus plus placenta. Fully developed fetus and placenta, this can induce a mild contraction in the muscles of this uterus. Okay, smooth muscles will be there in the uterus. Those muscles will be contracting. That's right. So fully developed fetus and placenta initially induces some mild contraction in the uterus at the starting, not at the late stage, at the starting stage. So when fully developed fetus and placenta is there, what it will cause? Mild contractions in uterus. What will contract in the uterus? The smooth muscles of the uterus will contract. Now, when mild contraction occurs due to fully developed placenta or fetus, we say the definition has what? Fetal ejection reflex. What? It's called as fetal ejection reflex. Now think that this fetus is developed, the placenta is here, completely developed, then it will induce a very mild contraction in the uterus. Now this stage is called fetal ejection reflex. Now what happens further after fetal ejection reflex? Now the fetus has been completely developed and the head of the fetus will be pushing the cervix. Now when it pushes the cervix, certain sensory receptors present in the cervix become stimulated because of pushing the cervix. So this head is pushed over the through the cervix. It keeps pushing to the cervix. As a result, what happens? Who will become sensitive? Sensory receptor. There are which receptors? There are stretch receptors and pressure receptors like that. So that slight stretch in the cervix will be sensed by the sensory receptors here. Okay, present in the cervix. Now the sensory receptors present in the cervix will send a message to hypothalamus to produce a hormone called oxytocin. To produce a hormone called oxytocin. Now hypothalamus starts secreting oxytocin because hypothalamus have neurosecretory cells and nuclei. Those are the centers where hormones are produced. Now the hormone that hypothalamus produces is called oxytocin, and that hormone will be stored in posterior pituitary. Posterior pituitary. Got it? What has been there? Fully developed fetus induces mild contraction. Now the baby continuously starts pushing against the cervix, and cervix slightly stretches, and that slight stretch and pressure can be detected by sensory receptors present in the cervix. And through the nervous system, they send a message to hypothalamus. In response to this nervous stimulus, hypothalamus secretes a hormone called oxytocin, and that oxytocin will be stored in posterior pituitary. Now, in response to this, oxytocin hormone will be produced by posterior pituitary. Now, these hormone molecules pass through blood circulatory system and reach to smooth muscles of uterus. Why only smooth muscle? Because smooth muscles of the uterus have receptors for oxytocin, and therefore oxytocin can affect the smooth muscles and not any other cells. So it goes, and this oxytocin released in posterior pituitary through blood circulatory system will come and bind to the receptors present in the smooth muscles of uterus. Now what do smooth muscles do? They start contracting. That's right. So now here you can see this end is which stimulus? Nervous stimulus. And this part is called hormones. Which is the hormone? Oxytocin. So it means that delivery process is not only due to nervous stimulus, it is also due to hormones. And therefore, it is called as neuroendocrine mechanism. Parturition is controlled by not just nervous system, it is controlled by hormones also. So it is a combination of nervous as well as hormones. So neuroendocrine system. So another point we should know, parturition occurs due to neuroendocrine system. Parturition occurs due to neuroendocrine system. Occurs due to neuroendocrine system. So both are involved, nervous system as well as hormones, and that's why it's called as a neuroendocrine system. Now what happens? So So mild contraction starts. Then what happens? This will send a nervous stimulus to hypothalamus. And hypothalamus, and of course one more, which is the gland, posterior pituitary. Now from the posterior pituitary, a hormone will be released called oxytocin. And this oxytocin causes contraction of smooth muscles of uterus. Causes contraction of smooth muscles of uterus. So now what happens? Nervous stimulus has started, oxytocin comes and binds to smooth muscles of the uterus muscle starts to contract. More the contraction, more the head pushes against the cervix, more stronger will be again the nervous impulse will be more stronger than before. And therefore more oxytocin. When concentration of oxytocin is more, again the contraction will be very strong. When the contraction is still not stronger, then again the nervous stimulus keeps on sending message continuously to hypothalamus, and posterior pituitary releases lots of oxytocin. So this continues till when? Till the baby will descend into this birth canal, that is cervix and vagina. So its body should now pass through cervix. Till then, this process continues. That means this is which mechanism? Positive feedback mechanism it is called. What is the end result? Contraction of muscles. Okay. End result is what? More contraction, more oxytocin. More contraction, more oxytocin. Again more contraction, more oxytocin. This is called self-sustainable effect it is. Okay, the vicious circle starts, or self-sustainable feature it is. And this itself is called positive feedback mechanism. Positive feedback mechanism. So, if I say negative feedback, how it would have been? If more contraction, very less oxytocin, opposite effect means it would have been a negative feedback. But here, that is not occurring. The end effect and hormone release is increasing, going on increasing means positive feedback mechanism. Understand? So, do you understand this? More the contraction, more strong the stimulus, more amount of oxytocin. Again, more amount of oxytocin, more the contraction, more the stimulus. This keeps on continuing. As this keeps on continuing, stronger and stronger contraction makes this fully developed fetus, the baby, to descend in the cervix and vagina. Till that occurs, this process keeps on continuing. Now, as the contraction of smooth muscles of uterus occurs, the woman experiences pain, and that itself is called labor pain. So that is about the positive feedback mechanism. Okay. So contraction of smooth muscles of uterus. Now this will have what? Cause more concentration of oxytocin, and oxytocin again increases the concentration. This keeps on. This itself is positive feedback mechanism. So now what happens? The fetus is delivered. Okay. Before the fetus is delivered, there are some membranes associated with it. So here is, suppose, what was there? Decidua, Capsularis was there, which is very thin, followed by one more layer was there. What is that called? Chorion, second layer. And one more layer was there, amnion. And then comes the fetus. Now, because of the pressure created by contraction of smooth muscles, these membranes will break. Before that membrane, one more thing you should know is cervix is plugged by a pinkish mucus. Okay. First, the mucus is going to be released. Then these membranes will rupture. When membranes will rupture, here fluid will be there surrounding the fetus. That is called amniotic fluid. That will be released outside. So it is also called waters. Understand? So then comes the fetus. And after the childbirth comes the long umbilical cord along with the placenta also will be delivered outside. And then what happens? The umbilical cord is cut. So this is how what occurs? Birth process occurs. This process can also be explained in stages. So first stage. Cut. What is that called? Dilation stage. So I'll explain now parturition in terms of stages. Then second stage, expulsion stage. The same thing I'm going to split in form of stages and expulsion stage. The third stage is after birth. Okay, that is placental stage. This you have to remember. That is when the strong uterine muscle contraction is there. So pressure is put on the cervix. Then what happens? During dilation stage, cervix is too narrow. It will become wide of about 10 centimeters, and that is due to a hormone effect called as relaxin. And the previous class itself I told, relaxin is the hormone secreted by placenta. So here what happens? Cervix dilate. Cervix will become wide. During which stage? Dilation stage. How does it become wide? Due to a hormone released by placenta itself, and that hormone is called relaxin. Now what do that relaxin do? It will widen the cervix. And just near to it there is a pelvic bone, and there is a joint called as pubic symphysis. It will loosen that pubic symphysis so that it becomes more wider. Okay, and it becomes convenient for delivery process. So you should know that relaxin's function is. So what relaxin does? Relaxin widens the cervix, and second loosens pubic symphysis. And loosens the pubic symphysis, which you have already studied about the joints in the first year. So this will be occurring in dilation stage. Now expulsion stages, there is a strong continuous positive feedback mechanism will be going on. So every step there is stronger and stronger muscle contraction. That will cause the what? Birth process. Before that you should know, here I told as the cervix widens and as the baby's head pushes to the cervix, these membranes will be ruptured and what will come out is waters it's called, or amniotic fluid comes out. And in expulsion phase, fetus will descend in cervix and vagina. This is called birth canal because the fetus passes through there. It will pass here. Okay. So it's called as birth canal. So fetus, fully developed fetus, you can tell, or baby, descends in birth canal. Birth canal. And placental stage. So once the fetus has come out, what is going to come along behind it? The umbilical cord and the placenta also will be delivered outside. Placenta will detach from the inner wall of the uterine wall of the mother, and the placenta also will be delivered outside. And during this process, they are going to cut the umbilical cord. So here what is there? Placenta is also delivered. So these whole flowchart, whatever has been explained about the parturition, that can also be split into these three stages. Good. So hormone very essential is oxytocin, and to widen, oxytocin is to push the fetus, whereas the relaxin widens the cervix and loosens the pubic symphysis so that the delivery process can occur easily. So this is about parturition. Then, which are the other hormones and effects occurring? By referring to this flowchart only, I will tell briefly how other hormones affect parturition. In case the head will not be in front of the cervix, if the birth will occur other than, so what first comes is the head. If the other than head, other parts of body come first, that type of birth is called breech birth. Finally, briefly, I'll explain about hormones during parturition. Two of the hormones you already know. Additionally, other hormones that can affect the parturition process. So now, this was the brief process, how the biological process, how the delivery will occur. So your fully developed fetus plus placenta, what do they actually do is, fetus will release certain hormones and influence the hormones secreted by placenta. Now, what is the hormone released by fetus? The key hormone released by fetus is called CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone, which is released by the fetal hypothalamus. It will determine the timing of the birth or timing of parturition. Okay. This will stimulate adrenal cortex finally, and they will release corticosteroids. And because of the hormones released by fetus, certain placental hormone concentration keeps changing. What is that is? Progesterone becomes less and estrogen will not become more, but estrogen by progesterone ratio becomes more. Okay. And it will also stimulate placenta to release certain hormones like prostaglandins. Got? So these also will bring about concentration, contraction of this. This also will bring about the contraction of muscles, smooth muscles of the uterus. And of course, two remaining hormones I have already explained, which is that remaining hormone. There is an increase in oxytocin during parturition. That's right. And there is also increase in the relax. And you should know that throughout the process, throughout the gestation, progesterone will be high. But during parturition, progesterone concentration drops. As a result, it will not totally become zero, but its concentration will be dropped. It will have, who will have a suppressive effect is ultimately the effect of CRH. CRH will stimulate pituitary to adrenal cortex and the cortical structure. So now it will have a suppressive effect. So there is a low progesterone. And when progesterone is low, then who becomes more is estrogen now relatively becomes more. So estrogen progesterone ratio becomes high. Now estrogen's function is it will induce. Now what is the progesterone's function? Progesterone's function is what? When progesterone is there, it will not allow uterine contraction. Smooth muscles, contraction of smooth muscles of uterus. But when progesterone becomes less, then the smooth muscles of the uterus will now start contracting. That inhibiting effect it has. Progesterone inhibits the smooth muscle contraction. Now when progesterone becomes less, it will not inhibit smooth muscle contraction. Instead, what can occur now? Smooth muscle contraction can occur. So you should know progesterone inhibits smooth muscle contraction. Progesterone inhibits smooth muscle contraction. Now what does estrogen do? Estrogen, when ratio of estrogen to progesterone is high, estrogen will stimulate oxytocin receptors, expression of oxytocin receptors in the smooth muscles. So this one, estrogen, have effect on oxytocin receptors. It will increase oxytocin receptors on smooth muscles of uterus. Now prostaglandins, they also like oxytocin, helps in contraction of smooth muscles. And of course oxytocin, this is important for contraction of smooth muscles. So two of them are important, both prostaglandins and oxytocin. And finally, relaxin's function I already told. What is the relaxin's function? It will dilate the cervix. Dilate. It widens the cervix. Okay, this is the first one. Second one is it loosens the connective tissue present in pubic symphysis, which is a joint. So it loosens pubic symphysis. So these are the various hormones present involved in parturition process. So now, but however, this is the main reason for parturition. Fully developed fetus will have a hormonal effect. Certain hormones become more or less. So it is both neuroendocrine system. That's will initially cause a mild contraction. Here itself, mild contraction is there. Here itself is called as fetal ejection. Now this will, as the milder contraction continues, this is going to disturb the stretch receptors, sensitive receptors present in the cervix. They will send a message to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus secretes oxytocin, and oxytocin cannot be directly released from hypothalamus. It is stored in posterior pituitary, released from posterior pituitary. From there, the oxytocin will bind to the smooth muscles of uterus and causes its contraction, and this is a positive feedback mechanism. Continues to continues what? Continues to uh, cause contraction. So this is how parturition occurs. And however, after the umbilical cord is cut, it is going to heal. And another thing you should know is umbilical cord 100% will carry only the fetal blood. As I this is that as this could be told already in the placenta, the chapter in the previous chapter. So this completes parturition. Next is the last small topic is left, and that is lactation. Lactation. What is lactation? Is production of milk in mammary glands. Production of milk in mammary glands. Most of it is already taught while explaining about the structure of mammary glands. Okay, now in lactation, when it begins after the parturition, the production of milk can begin after parturition. This is also neuroendocrine mechanism is there. So release of milk, milk ejection, milk production, all will be due to neuroendocrine system. That means there is a nervous stimulus. At the same time, there is also what? Hormonal influence for production of milk. So when means after parturition. Okay. So now what happens here is after parturition there is a drop in progesterone as well as estrogen. But there is an increase in a hormone called prolactin. Now this hormone is produced by anterior pituitary. This hormone is produced by anterior pituitary. Now what this hormone does is, prolactin is called milk secreting hormone. It means that this particular prolactin, when it is released in the anterior pituitary, this is the milk secreting unit called alveoli. This prolactin, suppose these prolactin molecules, they will go and bind to the receptors present in the milk secreting, the cells of the milk secreting unit called alveoli. Now, as a result, what happens is the cells will start secreting the milk. And therefore, prolactin is called milk secreting hormone. Now, second important hormone for lactation is that there is also an increase in hormone called oxytocin. I told first, what is the general function of oxytocin is? It causes smooth muscle contraction. Here also it causes what? Smooth muscle. That means muscle tissues will be affected here due to oxytocin. Now what? Oxytocin is secreted by, released from, secreted in hypothalamus, stored and released from posterior pituitary. And you should also recollect, anterior pituitary is called adenohypophysis, whereas posterior pituitary is called neurohypophysis. Now what oxytocin does? Surrounding this alveoli, there are some muscular tissue present, which are smooth muscles, myoepithelium it is called. Now suppose this oxytocin will go and bind to the receptors present in these epithelial, in the cells of the epithelial tissue. This will contract these smooth muscles. Okay, that means smooth muscles, that is the tissue which is present surrounding this alveoli. When it contracts, it will push the milk outside in the ducts. So whatever milk is produced because of its contraction, the milk is released outside. And therefore, we call oxytocin as milk ejection. This pushing of milk into the duct system and finally outside is called as ejection. So therefore, that is due to oxytocin, and production of milk is due to prolactin. So therefore, it is called milk ejection hormone. So these are the, then how is the pathway? You know that in the areola as well as nipples there is a supply of nerves, the nerve endings are there. So due to suckling action of baby, the nervous stimulus will go to hypothalamus and the hypothalamus will start secreting oxytocin. Whereas anterior pituitary also gets stimulated to produce what? Prolactin. So combined effect will be the secretion of milk as well as ejection of milk. So these hormones will finally through blood circulatory system will come and reach to their target cells in order to bring the effect of secretion of milk as well as ejection of milk. So here also this reflex is called lactational milk ejection reflex. And therefore, this also is a neuroendocrine mechanism. So the reflex here is called milk ejection reflex. And you should know that milk produced in the initial few days, that is after the birth, that is going to be an yellowish milk. For a few days, the milk color will be yellowish, and that milk is called colostrum. Colostrum is the yellowish milk produced during initial days of lactation. Lactation period means what? How long this milk production will go? That period is called lactation period. That means period during which the milk production occurs by the mammary glands. That period is called as lactation period. Average duration of lactation period is 6 months. So in that, initial few days only will be yellowish in color. This yellowish milk is called colostrum, and it is highly nutritious, and it consists of antibody called IgA. that provides passive immunity to the newborn. So this completes lactation and lactation period. Lactation is production of milk in mammary glands, and lactation period is duration during which there is lactation. That is called as lactation period.